Success isn't something you chase, it's something you become. It doesn't start with achievement. It starts with alignment. It starts when you stop trying to control everything outside of you and start mastering what's within you. That's where the real work begins. Self-mastery is the foundation. Without it, success is unstable, temporary, superficial. The world tells you to focus on the outcome, the followers, the recognition, the money. But those are results, not roots. And when your identity is rooted in results, you're constantly at the mercy of circumstances. You're only as good as your last win, only as valuable as your current status. That's a fragile way to live. Self-mastery flips that. It shifts the focus inward. It asks harder questions. Are you consistent when no one's watching? Are you disciplined when it's not exciting? Can you keep your word to yourself when there's no applause? That's the metric. That's the test. Mastery is built in the small decisions, in the early mornings, in the silent nights, in the moments when you choose growth over comfort. It's not glamorous. It's not always visible. But it shows up when it counts, in the way you respond under pressure, in the way you keep going when it's inconvenient, in the way you lead yourself when no one else is guiding you. You don't rise by emotion. You rise by execution. And execution requires discipline, emotional discipline, mental discipline, behavioral discipline. Self-mastery is choosing structure over impulse, focus over distraction, vision over validation. You have to stop negotiating with weakness. Stop reasoning with your excuses. Stop letting your moods dictate your movement. Your potential is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of character. And character is shaped in the fire of commitment, not once, daily. Most people want success. Few want to do the internal work that sustains it. They chase hacks, trends, motivation. But motivation fades. And when it does, your habits are all you have left. That's why self-mastery matters. Because when the hype dies down, you'll either be driven by your discipline or ruled by your dysfunction. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to like this episode, comment with what part you're working on mastering, share it with someone who needs this level of clarity, and subscribe so you never miss another moment of real growth. Self-mastery means you stop waiting to feel ready. You stop waiting to feel like it. You show up because it's who you are, not because it's what you feel. That shift is everything. That's when you start leading yourself, not following your emotions. That's when you take the wheel instead of being driven by your circumstances. You master yourself when you stop performing for approval and start living for principle. When your actions are dictated by your standards, not your surroundings. When you choose to do the right thing even when no one claps, even when no one sees, even when no one understands. Success built on self-mastery is unshakable because it doesn't rely on perfect conditions. It doesn't fold under criticism. It doesn't fall apart when things get hard. It adapts. It adjusts. It keeps moving because it's rooted in something deeper than ego, deeper than applause, deeper than outcome. This level of clarity isn't easy. It requires confrontation. You'll have to face your patterns, your procrastination, your justifications. But you don't fix what you won't face. And self-mastery starts with radical honesty. No more hiding behind potential. No more shrinking behind comfort. You grow when you face yourself. You learn to control what you can, your mindset, your effort, your reactions, and you release what you can't. The opinions, the outcomes, the noise. That's mastery. Power over self, peace in chaos, focus in distraction, and presence in pressure. Most people won't understand this path. They'll call it too intense, too rigid. Let them. They're watching from the sidelines. You're in the arena. You're building something that can't be taken away. And that begins with building someone you can count on. Yourself. No one is born with mastery. It's earned. It's trained. It's repeated. You fall. You learn. You get back up stronger. Not because someone told you to, but because you made a decision. That no matter what happens around you, you will not betray the standard you set for yourself. You want success? Master your mornings. Master your response to pressure. Master your habits when no one's clapping. Master the way you speak to yourself when it gets hard. These are the things that build a mindset that doesn't break. Self-mastery doesn't happen in one moment of inspiration. It happens in the mundane, the daily, the boring, the quiet disciplines no one sees but everyone feels in the results. You keep your room clean. You show up on time. You train when you don't feel like it. You finish what you start. And in doing so, you develop trust with yourself. And that trust changes everything. Because now you know, when things get tough, you won't run. You won't blame, you won't fold, you'll rise, you'll adjust, you'll push through because you've done it before, because you've trained for this. Because this isn't just what you do, it's who you are. Success starts with self-mastery because the outer world will always reflect your inner one. You can fake it for a while, but eventually the cracks show. So build from the inside out. Become so strong, so centered, so consistent that nothing external can knock you off course for long. The world rewards results, but life rewards character. And when your character is disciplined, your direction becomes unstoppable. Stop chasing perfection. Chase presence, chase precision, chase progress. Self-mastery isn't about never missing. It's about not staying down when you do. It's about knowing how to reset quickly, recalibrate, recommit. Because mastery doesn't mean you never slip. It means you never stay there. You can't master your craft until you master your habits. You can't lead others until you lead yourself. And you can't lead yourself until you take ownership of your choices. This is the work. This is the foundation. When you stop blaming and start owning, you grow. When you stop waiting for inspiration and start taking responsibility, you move. And when you stop needing the perfect conditions and start executing with what you have, you win. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more approval. You need more discipline. You don't need more motivation. You need to master your response to discomfort. Because that's what's holding you back. Not your lack of talent, but your lack of training. Train your emotions to serve your mission. Train your focus to ignore the noise. Train your body to follow your mind. And train your mind to listen only to what strengthens it. That's the inner fortress. That's the Stoic clarity. That's where success begins, not on the scoreboard, but in the mirror. You're not building just to impress others. You're building to respect yourself. And that respect is earned by the hours no one sees, by the choices no one claps for, by the standards you refuse to lower. Success is not an accident. It's not luck. It's not timing. It's the predictable result of disciplined living, of inner order, of emotional control, of the daily decision to show up, lock in, and execute when no one's watching. That's self-mastery, and that's the difference. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And your systems are built by your habits. Your habits are built by your values. And your values are reinforced every time you keep your word to yourself. That's the chain. That's the architecture. So build it right. Build it strong. Build it now, not later, not when it's easy, not when you feel like it. Now, because success doesn't wait, and neither should you. You have everything you need to master the inner game. The clarity, the resolve, the strength. It's there. You just need to choose it again and again until it becomes who you are. Start with your thoughts, then your routines, then your responses, then your discipline. That's the order, that's the path, and that's how you build a life that not only looks good, but feels right, runs deep, and lasts. Master yourself, and success will follow. The truth is, the hardest battles are the ones no one sees. The quiet battles with your comfort. The private wars with procrastination. The internal tension between who you are and who you know you could be. But self-mastery is forged there. In the silence. In the moments no one applauds. Most people never build that version of themselves because they're too busy chasing outcomes. But outcomes come and go. Status changes. Circumstances shift. What stays is who you become through the process. The self-respect, the resilience, the sharpened mindset that can't be shaken. So, if you're serious about success, stop looking out there. Look inward. Get honest. Get disciplined. Get consistent. You don't need perfect conditions. You need daily commitment. You don't need more chances. You need more focus. And you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep proving it to yourself. Because when you master your inner world, the outer world adjusts. Keep showing up. Keep choosing the higher standard. Success begins and ends with the person in the mirror. Master that, and you master everything.